Alright, so I got some time here. SUMARI to everybody out there. Set SUMARI Dark Arts or Set Dark Arts or y'all know me, I got 1,000 names all the time. But yeah, we're on this 83rd video, guys. The last one was pretty good. Well, I think so. And I got some time real quick for another one. Excuse me. You know, when I start these videos, man, the forces that be gonna stop me. Anyway, so a lot of comments on the last video. A lot of people were bringing stuff up. You know, shout outs to everybody, the usual gang, ART-83, SUMARI, Atticus and Queen, Azazel Sam, Billy Boy, Nathan Phillips, Feech 333, and everyone else out there, Melissa Johnson, all the usual cast of characters that are a part of this. But, you know, just run into the comments. I mean, I'm not going to go through all of them, but if you're interested, just look on the last video and you can see what people wrote down. But for example, ART-83 SUMARI wrote, excellent video, brother. Set as a multidimensional minded personalities. We operate on higher levels of consciousness, working with pure energy, so we have no business with limiting ideologies or theories. Us SUMARI are unlimited by nature, and we know it. Much love, SUMARI. All right, of course. You know how we get down. Now, good point right there, man. The whole point of not dealing with, what do you say here? Yeah, we have no business dealing with limited ideologies. It's true. I mean, you know, my videos jump on a lot of different subjects, and they're always connected, coming back to, you know, multidimensionality, and then you have your own power, and you're the source of your own reality. But when you think about it, right? I was talking to somebody recently, right? And they were like, well, what do you think about what's going on right now with Donald Trump? What do you think about what's going on with this? And I'm like, you know, honestly, I don't care. And they were like, oh, well, and I know on some level to a lot of people, they're going to say, that sounds ignorant, you don't sound educated. But if you're new on this, and you're just coming in now, that's probably what you think. For those who have been following me regularly, you guys already know what angle I'm coming from with this. And you look at the planet, right? We've been here for a long time. We've been here for a very, very long time. And by now, I should have had some water before I started. By now, it seems that you know, all right, I can only speak about myself personally, right? I'm multidimensional, and I mentioned this in the past, that multidimensional beings, those that, I mean, we all are multidimensional beings, even our brethren that just don't remember, but for those that are actually aware of it, we deal with a different kind of stress, man. And it's like, you know, somebody said the other day, well, you never get stressed, or, you know, why don't you get stressed? And it's true, I don't really get stressed in the sense of like, oh, you know, my work, my job, oh, this and that, like, you know, all that, I've already gone beyond that kind of stuff. My stress would be more of like, and I think I talked about this in the past, of like, other individuals trying to put me or force me into their paradigms, or trying to get me to believe in what they believe and stuff, you know. As myself, as a free thinking person, you know, I've never been limited, man. And it's like the last video I talked about, you know, I talked about limiting belief systems that people put themselves in, all of these subcategories, right, of race, nationality, religion. And you really have to reach this point where it's like, you have to move beyond all. There's only one way, and I've said this many times. There's only one way. A lot of people say, well, how can I get to your level? Or how do you know the things that you know, and all this stuff? And I know a lot of you look at me, you know, and pretty much from a pretty good image, or you guys look at me like, wow, this guy knows a lot of stuff. And it's nice, thank you. You know, I appreciate you guys following me and stuff. But the whole purpose of all these videos has always been, and they always will be, to help you realize where your power lies at, man. Feege333 sent a comment. You can check the last video. I mean, brother sent a long comment, which I don't mind. You know, it's good because it just gives more validity to the videos. But he basically said that he became conscious in a dream that he had because he thought about myself and our other brother, ART-83, and that during his, you could read the whole story, but during his long dream scenario that played out for him, somewhere within all of that, he came to the point where he realized, well, wow, you know, Brother Set would automatically become aware that this was happening at this moment. ART-83, he would just, you know, laugh at all of this. And you have to understand, right? Sorry, I know guys, I'm keep coughing, but you guys got to realize, right? It's like, Feege333, yes, you use us, use me, use Brother ART-83, use others as symbols. You know, you gotta use us as symbols to help you on your journey. Those images, if we appear to you in your dream states, on your meditations, sometimes it might be us. Sometimes it'll be just your own power manifesting itself in a form that will be most, impressionable to you. And it's up to you to determine and to distinguish which one is which. Was this really Brother Set that I was talking to last night on my meditation, or was it my own projection? Was that really ART-83 or not? Was that a true Sumari experience? Were these real other multidimensional beings I was talking to? Or were they just, you know, my own thought forms? What is the difference between all of them? These are the questions that you ask yourself, right? So, you know, I've never been limited, man. Thank God, you know. It's like, from the moment I came into this reality, I've never really been one to, like, I've just always been an individual, you know, from day one. This is not like, oh, I just started now because I got into certain things and now I'm talking about all is free and be myself. I've always been an individual, you know. I've never been with groups. I've always done my own thing, always gone my own way. And yeah, at times that led to a lot of isolation, you know, me just being alone. But, you know, I've had friends and people I talk to, but it's like, really, I've always kind of been like in my own headspace, man, you know, while staying grounded. You know, being in your own headspace is not bad. A lot of people say, oh, he's always lost in his own head. There's nothing wrong with that, because where else are you going to be? If you're not in your own headspace and enjoying your reality, and that means you're dealing with somebody else's reality. The only difference is, enjoy your own headspace, enjoy your own inner landscapes of reality, but at the same time, stay grounded in the reality that you're in, which is this one, physical reality, because you have to. If not, you start to lose sight of things and it affects you on certain levels. So these are all things you got to take into consideration, man. But yeah, back to what I was saying, the symbols that you see in your dreams, use me as a symbol, you know, and the symbol being that, like I said in the last video, that other portion of yourself that is aware of this stuff. You know, my purpose, I mean, there's a lot of reasons why I make these videos. For one, and honestly, they're therapeutic. If that sounds crazy to you, for myself, you know, because it's like, I get to talk about things that I can't have these discussions with, you know, the average individual in this reality, because they're just not on this level. So me, you know, I mean, the other day somebody was like, damn, man, you got 82 videos. That's fucking crazy, man. You just talking, you know, for like hours and shit. And, you know, at one level, it's kind of true. Like, I realized it myself. I said, damn, man, it's true. I got like 83 videos on the internet. Not like, you know, a lot of other channels I see where it's like they have a lot of videos, but it's like 10 minutes here, 15 minutes here, 20. Like, a lot of my videos recently, they've been kind of short, but you see a lot of my videos, it's like 45 minutes, an hour. You know, I'm just going off, man, talking about this shit, man. It's like, it's therapeutic for me. And you guys help too, you know, because you guys bring up comments. You help me grow. Just like how I'm helping all of you grow in your journey, your comments, your questions make me a better individual. You know, because when people come with questions, you know, sometimes you guys might ask questions on things that I never thought about. Or I have thought about it, just I haven't thought about it in a long time, and maybe I need to get back into that. So this is a circle, you know, we're all helping each other on this journey, man. But I'm still learning. It's like, as powerful as a lot of you think I am, or the things you think, well, wow, he can do this, and he said he could do that, and I wish I could do that. You got to remember, I'm still on my journey as well. I'm simply here as one of many. On one level, I'm an individual in physical reality. On another level, I'm a SUMARI. On another level, I'm just a multidimensional being. But it all comes down to, I represent a portion of yourself that's at a different level of understanding. Not everything. I don't know everything. There's a lot of things that we've gone into omnipotence in my past video. There is no omnipotence. Even God is not omnipotent, or all that is, because things are constantly being created. So you have to take all that and say, well, for myself, as great as I think I am, and there's times I have to humble myself, because I'm like, I'm king of the world, no one can stop me, and I think I'm all powerful and shit, and I run into a projection in my otherworldly states, and sometimes even I get shocked by things that happen or things they might say. So this is an endless process of growth that will never end. So it may seem that, I have all this knowledge and stuff, and I have some knowledge, yeah. I mean, I have a lot more. I can honestly say, without trying to sound like conceited enough, I have a lot more to put on a table than the average individual. Do I have it all? No, I don't. But I have a deep understanding. One of my abilities is that to see systems. I see systems, and I'm able to instantly decipher them and break them down to like the bare bones of what they really are. So when I go to places and they say, well, this is our belief, or they show me, somebody gives me some religious text or something, I could very easily just look at that like in a heartbeat and scan it and go, okay, well, this and that's all relevant. The rest is just religious nonsense that they're throwing in for their own power structures and things. But yeah, that's always been my gift, is I've always been curious. I mean, my whole life it's always been like, well, people say, well, don't do this, it's evil. And for me it's like, that means I gotta try it. Because a lot of individuals have limiting beliefs that hold them back. So back to my original comment. Well, 2 points I was touching on at the beginning of this video. One, I've never been limited. Two, use me and use others as symbols to help you in your travels. I merely represent where you could be at if you put in the time and the effort, and if you have the the confidence to reach this level. You can reach it too. Holding secrets, there are no secrets, because I have secret teachings that no one else can get. Someone said one time, you shouldn't give away all your secrets, people are going to use them against you. I don't worry about any of that. No one can use anything against me, because I create my own reality. So I'm not worried about anyone stealing anything from me or stealing techniques and all that. It's all out here. Nothing I'm saying is new. But somebody has to continue to say it. It's like, if everything stopped at the Bible, and say, well, thou shalt not kill. Well, we don't even talk about that anymore, because it was already put into the Bible. A lot of people would still be going on probably killing. So the teachings of the greats, whether they be religious figures, Jesus Christ, the Buddha, Muhammad, whoever it is, we don't stop with their teachings, and we don't stop talking about them simply because someone else has said them. So nothing I'm saying is new. As far as suicide and all these things, look, man, a lot of people, they might try to use the things I talk about as a means, as an escape, to say, well, he said you create your reality, so I could just leave right now. You do whatever you want to do, man. It's like, it always comes down to, you create your own reality. You could take that however you want it. I don't want people to run out and start committing suicide and killing themselves, but at the same time, you create your own reality. You do what you feel is best for you. But here's just a side note to think about, man. I'm not the first to say this, so I'm gonna just call it right now. Seth said this in a lot of his works. He said it many times in the Seth material with Jane Roberts, and I'm gonna say it too, and it's true. You are as dead now as you're ever gonna be. What? Let me say it again, man. For those of you who are wondering about, oh, I just want to leave this place, I just want to die. If you think that leaving here and by killing yourself is that you're going to move on to this other place, or you're just going to be out of existence completely, you're in for a shock, man. You're as dead now as you're ever going to be. You're already dead, meaning that there is no death. Yeah, I know. Well, what about this person died, or my father died, or this person, or I'm sick? We already know by now, guys, the physical body can be destroyed. It can get sick and can get ill. A lot of things could go wrong. Even more so when you have a lot of negative thinking and you're not, aware of what you are, and you have all that energy being blocked. But you're already dead. I mean, you're not going to leave this reality and just be non-existent. So what a lot of people have to start thinking about is that if I'm already dead, then why not just enjoy life now and work with what I have on the table? This is the reality I'm dealing with, because hey, once I leave, I might not want to come back to another physical life, and I might as well just enjoy the one I have right now and do all the things I want to do, as long as I'm not hurting anybody, but just enjoy your life, man. All this stuff about what's going on in the Middle East, what's going on, I mean, let me make you guys laugh real quick, right? Just things to think. Like, you guys, I know I usually don't go into politics and all that because it's unnecessary, but I'm just using this as a sample, right? I told some of my students about this. Look at American films, right? You look at a lot of American action films, say back in like the 70s or 80s, a lot of 80s films. Look at the villains, right? The villains were always Russian terrorists, Russian this, Russian that. Everything was about going against the Russians, Then at some point, that shifted. Other times it was Vietnamese gangs, Chinese gangs, all that. Then that shifted. Then you look around right before 9/11 or right after 9/11. Everything's about Middle Eastern terrorists. And, I like this show called Homeland, right? And it deals with, this lady, Claire Danes, I think, name's Claire Danes, and Carrie Mathison. She's a CIA operative, or was. And this show deals with terrorism, Middle Eastern terrorism and stuff, and things like that. And the show, I still like the show, but, the last season, you see the show shifted, and it's like they're still dealing with Middle Eastern terrorists, but at some point, it's like, well, this group of, I forgot what country it was, Assyrians or somebody, but it's like, I can't remember, but they were dealing a parallel program with the North Koreans, and I'm like, where the hell did that come from? It's like suddenly they're talking about North Korea has this parallel nuclear weapons program. If you look at the last few big action films, you have, I can't remember the names now, but one film was like, North Korea attacks America. Another film was like the North Korean terrorists attacked the White House. I'm like, my point is, you see all the energy being shifted to North Korea now. And, in one way, it's just to get the, especially American population, but it's to get a lot of individuals focused on North Korea. You never even heard about North Korea before. Most people don't know anything about North Korea. All of a sudden now, North Korea is this big threat, You have to remember, guys, when you get a new leader in position, I don't care who it is, whoever's a new president or new leader of a country, they got to get some notches on their belt, right? So you got to have a war. You got to have one war to say why I took us through this war. Every president's got to have a war to say that they took us through. And what better target than, North Korea? I mean, it's too easy. I mean, most country, it's a secluded country, it's isolated. The leader thinks that he's a god, the people reinforce that idea that he's a god, so that leads to rash decisions on his part. And when you have a leader like that, that most people would love to see out, it's a very easy target. I mean, how long can you run the whole Middle Eastern game? I mean, at some point it gets boring, and it becomes just straight out, harassing of Muslims and all these things. So you got to shift the you got to take a different play from the playbook, and you got to go a different way. So it's like, well, we've pretty much done the whole Middle Eastern thing, so now we gotta shift to another place, you know. So I've said this already for for a long time, you know, but just mark my words, in this video, I'm calling it now. You'll see that at some point North Korea is gonna be like this big thing that, you know, you're gonna be hearing about a lot recently. And it's like, if you just follow the timelines and where the momentum and where the energy is going, you can see this stuff. It's not even about being psychic or predicting nothing. You just see where it's headed. So, you know, my point of saying all that is like, it never changes, man. It's like there's always going to be a new president. You know, it's like people say, oh, look at Trump. Trump's destroying America. Trump's doing that. I mean, look at all the people that were protesting those first few weeks saying, oh, Trump's got to go. Where are they now? Most of them have lost interest. And they moved on, man. They've assimilated. Well, they've accepted, you know, the reality. And it's like, it doesn't matter who's president. There's always going to be a president that nobody likes. There's always going to be a president people disagree with. That's just an ongoing cycle, man. That shit will never end. It will never end. And you have to question yourself. You say, well, my whole lifetime that I've been on this planet, you know, you look at yourself, you say, what president has actually changed anything? And, you know, you say, well, Obama did do this, or this person did do that. I'm talking about like some serious changes, you know. And this is not about, I'm not even going to get into bashing whether Trump is a good person or a bad person or not. You know, we all have good within us. And, you know, unfortunately, power pushes us to do sometimes unpopular decisions, things that we won't like. But the real point is like, you keep looking at individuals, you're looking for superheroes and people that's going to change everything, someone that's going to come in as a star, a rock star from the heavens, and they're going to, you know, do all these big plans. And it's like, I've completely, you know, have lost all interest in any of these things, man, because it's like, it doesn't really matter at this point, man. I'm on my way out, you know. I'm just trying to help as many as I can with, you know, I'm doing the best I can with what I have. You know, I mean, I have these videos. Yeah, I know, guys, I don't have a lot on CG, special effects, set SUMARI darker with explosions and fireworks and, you know, script and all these things and subtitles. I mean, I don't have all that, man. This is very simple. I'm bringing you the information as simple as it could be, as it's always been. Oh, thank God we have this internet modem now where we can, messages could go around much faster to a lot, you know, more people. But, you know, what I'm doing is, people have been doing this for thousands of years, man. Just like there's always going to be a leader, whether it be tyrant or hero, there's always going to be a leader taking a country down certain pathways. There's always going to be racism. It's always going to be here, you know, because most individuals in one lifetime will never come to terms with the things I've been talking about, like that we're multidimensional beings. You know, when I say this, I know it sounds like it's just like, oh, whatever, but, you know, I really mean what I say, you know. This is not about being any religious stuff, or this is not about, oh, he took the ayahuasca, he went on a mind trip. This is just conclusions you come down to, man. You know, you study, you train, you practice. You know, every day seems the same for a lot of people. You know, it seems like every day is repeating itself. Nothing's really changing, you know. Nothing happens. Hello? Yeah, not yet. Yeah, 45. Yeah, but anyway. But, you know, people change, man. You know, you come to certain terms, you know. And it's like, you have to understand that no matter what you say or what you do, there's just always going to be some things that are the constant, you know. It's always going to be the same, you know. Nothing really changes. Let me step outside for a minute, you know. Let me go over here. I'm going to take a little walk, guys. Yeah. Wait a minute, let me grab that phone, you know. Take a little stroll, you know, before people start walking in. But, sorry. Yeah, I'm stepping out because sometimes people have a habit of just come sitting in the class and I'm not ready yet. But anyway, just coming out to the hallway for a minute, you know, so I can finish this video up, say what I had to say. Okay, so I'm in the hallway now. Took a little trip there, guys. Yeah, so, where was I? So yeah, so I'm in the hallway now. Excuse me if the camera's shaking. I try to keep it stable. I may have lost my train of thought for a minute back as that lady came in. But yeah, man, there's always going to be somebody trying to lead you somewhere. It's just always going to be like that. So yeah, what I was saying was that what I'm doing is not new, man. Just like there's always going to be those leaders and always going to be racism, because there's always going to be people with their own thoughts on what's, we're better than this or this person or that person, that religious group. There's always going to be us. Whether I use the name SUMARI or whether I call myself Set or whether, whatever, it doesn't matter. The energy is what's important, and it's like there has to be individuals like myself, and like ART-83, like others who come forward, and we have to bring this information for you guys to get it, because I've taken you could sacrifice or liberty. I don't see it as a sacrifice, but I'm completely removed from all of the bullshit that goes on. Like I'm always on that outside view. And I like it there. I like being in that position because it allows me to see the whole picture. A lot of people can't see the whole picture because they're so caught up in trying to fit in with this group, that group. And, for me personally, I just like where I'm at, as being like that outside, just multidimensional. I'll put it like that. I like being in my multidimensional personality position. It gives me much freedom, because I'm not held back by any of these limiting beliefs, man. I take reality as it is while creating my own reality at the same time. So don't worry about what's going on, man, about, Trump's this or this person that, North Korea, no, the Russians, this shit's been going on forever. And it's always going to keep going on, man. That's how it is, in this reality. It doesn't have to be that way for you. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, just because I say that's how it is doesn't mean when you say, well, yeah, that's right, that's how it is, fuck it, I give up. What I mean is that that's how it always is for those who don't know what they are. For those of us who do know, it doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to play into that bullshit, man. You go your own way, you do your own thing. If you're lucky, you meet others like myself, you hook up, you share stories. And at the end of the day, you remember, hey man, this is all gonna come to an end. Whether it be in a hospital bed surrounded by loved ones, or in a burning, fiery car on the side of the highway due to an accident. I know that sounds morbid, but it's just reality. None of us know how we're checking out. Well, actually, we do know, but we like to keep that from us as part of the mystery, But we already know how we're gonna go when we're leaving, man. So don't get caught up in the bullshit, man. Live your life, do what you gotta do, and remember, use me and use others like me as a symbol of the possibilities that can be reached. I really don't know where these videos are gonna head to. This is like my 83rd video. So, so I really don't know where they're leading to, man, But, there's always gonna be, I lost my thought, somebody came out there, man. What was I gonna say? I got lost, man. Shit. Nah, man, because I gotta finish up now. But, it's just a little video, man, keeping it real, just like a little one-to-one, you get your older brother Set here talking to you, man, which is not really no age, but, I'm kind of old, in terms of, not physical reality, but, the whole multi-dimensional spectrum, But, yeah, man. Let me go. I think if I have time, then I might come back at y'all, man, because I like talking to you guys, man. But yeah, it's your brother Set. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what's going on, and love you guys. Later.